There's one. Taxi! Hello, I'm Marc.
And I'm Ruth.
And this is
Takeaway
in a Taxi. Our crew spent the day at Maize Blaze, a Colombian restaurant in Hackney Wick, East London, owned by Ruth Christensen. It has the look of a converted warehouse with plenty of space and a really relaxed vibe. The food is great. So listen, Ruth, I want to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about your restaurant?
Yes, so Maize Blaze was started 7 years ago. It was just me, a car, and a market stall in Camden Market.
All right.
And then over the years, we've tried a few different things, and now we're based in Howling Hops Brewery. We've got 2 delivery kitchens, one in Hackney Wick and one in Camden. And we still have my flagship market stall in Camden Market.
Nice. And how long has this been going on for?
7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And business is good?
Business is good, yeah. It's been a little bit crazy over the last couple of years because of COVID. But in some ways it kind of pushed me to open the delivery kitchens, which we didn't have before. So we've gone, half the business has now gone online, which I'm really enjoying, to be honest.
All right.
It's just really fun.
Can you tell us some of the dishes, the nice Colombian dishes that you do?
Yeah, so I started off with the Bogota Bandejas menu, which is basically the marching box, is what we call it now.
How you call it?
Marching box.
Okay.
It's a take on the bandeja paisa, which is Bogota's national dish, or Colombia's national dish. And it is kind of the equivalent of a British fry-up, except better, I would say. So it's got beef, chorizo, rice, beans, plantain, guacamole, and then we've added, instead of some of the deep fried stuff, we've sort of mixed that up and added some like fresh pickles and salads and things like that.
How do you prepare the platanos? I know you call it plantains, but in New York we call it platanos.
Yeah, which is the Spanish word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you prepare
we fry them.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Nice. Yeah. Do we have any here today? We
both have. So
nice.
The beef belly arepa's got that in. So that's the pulled beef, slow cooked beef with beans, cheese, and obviously plantain inside a cornbread, which we make ourselves.
Okay.
So you slow griddle them, and then you cut them in half and you fill them.
And then so you're basically eating it like a sandwich.
It's basically like a sandwich, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a Colombian burger.
Nice. And what is my one?
Yours is chorizo, cheese, slow cooked beans inside the arepa.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Well, let's check them out.
Let's dig in.
All right, Ruth. I see you brought some Colombianas here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste this. I never had one of these before.
In for a treat.
Colombiana. Let's see how these go. And these are from Colombia, you said, right?
Yeah, imported from Colombia. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little bit like Iron Brew, the Peruvian Inca one.
All right.
I love it.
You know what? You're right. It does taste a little bit like an Iron Brew.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of different kind of taste. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like it's going to taste like orange, but don't taste nothing like orange.
It doesn't taste like orange. Can't really put your finger on what the flavor is.
No, you can't really
but
describe
whatever
it.
It is, it's good. Yeah.
It is good, though. It's good, but it's different.
Yeah. It's quite addictive as well.
Oh, I'm liking that. Yeah. Now I want to taste this nice Colombian food you brought us out here.
All right. Best thing to do is just grab it like a burger.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Oh, this looks good. Nice. See, I love my pork. I usually have my pork on a fork, which is a beautiful thing, but today I'm going to have it inside this. This is good stuff here. I love it.
We added a bit of spice to yours. Hopefully you like a bit of spice.
I love it.
Chili on mine.
Oh, this is good.
What do you think of the cornbread? The arepa.
Yeah, it's different. I haven't had cornbread in a while.
So you've had it before?
Mm-hmm. I haven't had cornbread in years.
So we make the dough and roll it up into little balls and griddle it. And we do those every day.
Nice. Oh, this pork is beautiful. Really good. Got a little bit of everything in there.
What do you think of the plátanos?
I didn't taste that yet. Whoop, spilling stuff around here. There we go, there's one. That's good. I'm making a mess all over.
That's half the thumb.
I better put this here, yeah. Oh, this is good stuff.
Oh, I'm glad.
And where do you get the pork from? Is it all British pork?
No, it's actually Spanish. It's the only supplier in London
Really?
that does this
Yeah.
particular chorizo. It's quite hard to find. I mean, the dream one day is to do it ourselves. Make
All
our
right.
own. But for
this
now, this is the one. But
This
yeah,
is
to
really
me,
good.
it is. It's really good. It's a really nice one.
Good stuff there. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about Colombia when you was growing up in Colombia?
Yeah, so the whole inspiration for Maize Blaze was from my childhood. So I was there until I was 8 years old. My mum's Colombian, so she grew up in Bogota.
All right.
And my gran and my uncles and my aunts are all still there. And I was visiting my family. I was working in the city, and then I went to visit my family. And I just like, I just really love the food here. I'm not really sure why I'm even doing what I'm doing. And I'd worked in kitchens before when I was younger, before I went to study. And it just sort of seemed like the right thing to do. I was like, what am I, I want to do something that I want to do. And my aunt said that she would help me with recipes and things, because as I was telling Lorna, my mum was not the greatest of cooks, but my grandmother was.
All right.
So I didn't have any recipes from my mum, who was here with us. But yeah, my aunt sort of helped me put the recipes together. And then I kind of added like my London twist, which kind of came from my dad, who was very sort of veggie and very much like health conscious. So I kind of combined like my upbringing of all that sort of
You
healthy
put it all
salads,
together.
fresh stuff, and then brought it together.
Well, I tell you what, you got something really good going on over here.
Thank you.
Really. No, it's really good. I'm telling you, I like this. This is good.
Good. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually managed to, obviously with everything that's happened, to actually go back. But if you do get the chance to go, it's a one. Have you ever been to Colombia? Or
No.
Bogota? No.
And I grew up in New York. You have a pretty good sized Colombian community over there.
Yeah.
But New York, you got like a little bit of everybody. In my old neighborhood, it was mostly Italian and Irish, Jewish, Greek, Puerto Ricans, and like you had all kind of food from everywhere. It's just, in New York, it's like a smorgasbord of like all the different foods. That's great. But I haven't had any Colombian food in about 10 years.
Oh wow.
That's because I've been here 10 years, and that was about 10 years ago I had it. Yeah. But I just love any kind of Spanish food, and with that Latin flavor.
Yeah.
Because they're very similar. You all got your own little spin on things, but it's unique. But it's just a beautiful thing. I just love Spanish food. I like Italian food too, because I'm half Italian, half Irish. But man. But I gotta say, the two best foods in this world is Spanish style food an Italian style food for me. I mean, everybody got their own taste, but that's what I like. And this dish is really good.
Where are you based now then?
I'm in London right now.
Mm.
I'm
Oh,
in
great. You
London.
need to come to our market stall then at some point.
Oh yeah,
That's great.
I haven't been in Camden in years.
Yeah, it's really picking up again.
Hmm.
Like it's, you know, everything's kind of reopened. I mean, it's not a tourist thing anymore. It doesn't seem like that.
No?
It seems, no, not really. I think the crowd is now like more from London, and a little bit, you know, like people coming down for the weekend to London. But we're not getting like tourists from abroad as much anymore.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a different crowd than it used to
Is
be
it still a lot of
pre-lockdown.
stalls, or they closed down a little bit?
No, I feel like there's more every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's growing. It's
No,
growing.
I'll
If you
have to
haven't
check
been
it
in a
out.
while, you should
No, I haven't been
definitely
there.
go.
I haven't been there in years. Yeah, I used to go to Leon all the time. So how do you find London compared to Bogota in terms of like communities and everything, cultures, foods?
Well, I mean, I only remember as I was there, living there when I was a kid. But I was quite protected, so we lived in like a little gated kind of community. So I think it's kind of a little bit more, you know, you're made aware of the dangers, whereas here you kind of wander about, do whatever you want. So that's one aspect that I remember quite clearly.
All right.
But in terms of like community, like you were saying, like there was definitely more of like a food culture. I think that's changing. There's more of a food culture in London than when we first moved here. But there's always been a food culture in Bogota. Like it's this huge foodie culture. You know, you go out with your family and you go to eat, and you go just outside the city, somewhere by Casensen, where you go up to the mountains and you get like your massive churrasco, and all the little tiny curry potatoes are being like, you know, barbecued out with
Nice.
crusty little salt, and like a chigüiro, which is like it's like a, what are they called? You know, those big sort of pets that people have, guinea pig.
Okay.
So I remember those when I was a kid, and hammocks and stuff. And, you know, that sort of thing, like the big family day out,
Yeah.
which is less of a thing here, I think. So I think that was the main difference for me when I moved here, was like no more kind of big family days, no more strawberries and cream in the mountains, things like that.
Gotta ask you, with your Colombian food over here in London, do you find that you get mostly Colombian people looking to eat their food, or is it like people coming from everywhere, just everyone wants to taste Colombian food?
That's changed a lot as well. So definitely when we first moved here, there was like little pockets of Colombian community, and it was just Colombians that would go there and get their empanadas or their pan de bonos or whatever it was, and it was very kind of you know, like insular. Whereas I'd say in the last 5 years, loads of small Colombian restaurants and businesses have kind of been changing that. So it's just a lot more accessible, and a lot of more people are aware of what Colombian food is. I'm not having to explain it as much, or in as much detail. People know what arepas are.
Yeah.
People know what empanadas are. 7 years ago, when I first started, I didn't feel like that was the case at all. So like I think it's definitely become much more popular as a cuisine.
Right.
And therefore,
So
know,
you must be
it's
getting like a
around-
lot of repeat customers.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
we're growing.
Nice.
Definitely.
You're getting a nice little following.
Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
good for you.
Yeah. I've been doing Instagram now, our account, for the last year. So I had people doing it for me on and off for a while. But then I've realised that actually doing it yourself is the best, because, you know, I'm here every day. I'm here with the food.
Yeah.
Like,
Right
I
on top
love
of
my
it.
food.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I know how to showcase it in its best light, and also, like, you know, then we can kind of play around with the team as well and do fun photos. And
Nice.
yeah, so since the business has settled and I've been able to step out of the kitchen a little bit and you know, focus on that, on, you know, the image of the business, I think we've kind of started to see a much more growth, much faster, like an acceleration of the
Nice.
growth. So I'm hoping it will just continue.
Do you have a
We'll
lot
see.
of cooks?
Yeah, quite a lot now. There's
Nice.
a couple in each of the shops.
Cool.
Yeah, so and there's some kitchen porters as well. And then occasionally I'm in the kitchen as well if we need. Yeah.
So, what would you like to tell your audience today about your businesses, about your food, about yourself?
I would say come try it if you haven't tried it already. There's something for everybody. Half our menu is vegan, the other half is super meaty, like my beef arepa.
Nice
so, you know, you can bring your family, whatever their dietary requirements. We're fully gluten-free, always have been. Our food is naturally gluten-free. And we're based in Camden and Hackney Wick. And the food goes great with a beer or with Colombiana. Our click and collect shops are on the website as well, and there's loads of great discounts if you come and collect rather than using Uber Eats and Deliveroo, which we are on also if you want to do that. And yeah, definitely just come and try it if you haven't already, because we're going to be big.
Nice. Sounds good. I like that. Yeah, I tell you what, everything I'm seeing and tasting, I'm happy. I'm good.
Good.
Really good. I'm definitely
I've been
going to
doing
recommend.
too much talking, not enough eating.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, we got to do a little bit of both. But yeah, I'm definitely going to recommend your spot to everybody I know.
Please do.
Good stuff. And it's a different look in there. It's not like your average restaurant. It's got like a real laid back kind of feeling. It's a different kind of thing. It's definitely come check out her spot.
If you're interested in finding out more about Maize Blaze and our food and our locations and how to get some of this, we're on Instagram at Maize Blaze, Facebook Maize Blaze, and Twitter. And our website is maizeblaze.com. So it's really easy to remember. And get in touch if you have any questions. I'm always on the Instagram DMs. Cool. Thanks.
Take care. That's it. It's a wrap. Hey, driver, what's the damage?